Hi everyone, welcome to Hydration Conversations. I'm Dia Day, and today I'm joined by CJ. Yeah.
What's happening, people? What's good? What's good? That was sick, by the way.
Thank
Sick
you.
vocals.
Come on. Yeah, I learned from you. So obviously, I know that you're a little bit heartbroken because you haven't seen me for
No.
quite some time now because of lockdown and all of them things there.
Yeah.
How have you been? How have you been spending your time? What have you actually been doing? How have you been keeping busy?
So yeah, man. You know what? For me, lockdown's been a very great time of reflection. It's been spending time, with the Lord. It's helped me just get really into my prayer time and reading and studying of the Word as well. Like a lot of times when you're doing work full time and then you're doing ministry and then you're doing up church as well and socializing everything, you get kind of like so busy you don't get a lot of time just to spend with God like properly. You do like maybe like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, half an hour here, to be honest, but it's not really intense like time with God. But I think now with lockdown I'm able to spend like hours and hours in God's presence and really allow him to refine me, find my character, and help me with like why I'm doing what I'm doing, like God has put me to do the purpose he's called me to do. And yeah, man, and at the same time we still have community, like even this, we're still able to talk, we're still able to socialize. So even though it's at a physical distance, it's still good that we still have community because of technology. So for me, I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that, I'm able to connect more actually so with my church and family in general, because I can actually like call them more often and speak to people longer, and you know what I mean? So it's a bit better. So for me, I'm enjoying it. Like it's a good time of reflection, a good time catching up with people, and a good time just to get done anything you couldn't get done before. Like there's things I've been procrastinating about for time. But now, what's the excuse? Like you have nothing to do. You're not at work now. You're working from home or you're getting paid from home. So you got time on your hands, man. So yeah, it's a good thing.
What have you been doing? Like what things that you were putting off earlier have you been getting done now that we're in lockdown?
So obviously my book, The Overcomer,
Yeah, come on.
coming out at the end of this month. So basically it's supposed to come out in January, right? But obviously when I looked at my calendar, it just didn't seem realistic. And obviously I was trying working it, but I was trying to obviously I was doing a lot of ministry, going to a lot of events, doing performances at that time. So I kind of couldn't really balance it. And I remember like, I knew that God wanted me to wait, like hold it for a little bit, but I was being pushed to kind of get it done around February, and I just didn't have time to do it. And I was like, wanted to do it, announcing it, but not coming. And literally now I have the time to do it. God's like, do it, like release it, do it, make the audio book, push it, kind of thing. And even with like music, like I was working on songs and I was getting them done and I was kind of just doing drafts and then doing it. But now I can really like get the masters sorted, really invest in it and get the stuff sorted. And even like the promo plans and the press releases, that things that I didn't really look into as much, I can really look into with the label. We can get proper quality promotion and backing for all the music. So there's a lot of time to like build on skills, even like designing skills and videography skills that I wanted to look into that I didn't do. So it's really good just to like grow my skills and knowledge and understanding of like creative industry and creativity. So it's been really good getting that done.
So you mentioned your label. Obviously now you're pretty newly signed to Imprint. What's that been like for you? What's that transition from being kind of unsigned to being signed been like?
So obviously as an independent artist, to be honest, usually as an independent artist, you have complete freedom. And then when you're in a label, you start to lack freedom, or you start to kind of like, they kind of push you in a certain direction with your music and this and this and that. But for me, it doesn't feel much different. Literally, like with Imprint, what's the main thing about Imprint, big up Imprint, the church and the community and the label, is they just support, they just push you, they just support you. And it's like you still have the freedom. Like I still have the freedom to release when I want to release what I want to release, and the music that I want to create and the sound I want to create, they just get behind it. So even with Dripping, I recorded that with my producer, and then we got it done in my house, and then we just sent it over to the label, and the label then sent it to their producer out in Slovakia, and then they mastered it and did their thing. And it's literally was just like that. And then they just pushed the song, you know what I mean? So it wasn't a thing of now being a label, I feel restricted, or I feel like I can't do as much, because some people, they say if you get in a label you get controlled or you get restricted, and it's actually not true. And I realized that kingdom labels don't function like that. From what I've seen, kingdom labels, people that are kingdom minded, will never do that to you. And like, since I've been working with Imprint, literally, like, I just have so much sort of a community and resources around me. Like, I went from an access of one producer to an access of 5 producers, to PR team, to like help with like design teams, to visual teams, to everything. You know what I mean? So I'm very grateful that like I now have more time to invest in my creativity, because all these guys are supporting and helping the other background stuff that I would have been spending hours and hours on end of the day trying to get it done. So it's been a real blessing for me. I feel like it definitely was a God sent thing. I was actually happy being independent. I wanted to stay independent, but I guess God had a different plan. It got presented to me. I just went, I prayed about it, and God was like, yeah, go for it. And since then, obviously, God has done amazing things. Like the things I've been able to do since the Dripping release is kind of nuts. Like Dripping is playing globally, worldwide, and I'm able to. I've been ministering since they came out, like everywhere, weekly, constantly. And even though I was even booked out till May with a lot of ministry, and then knowing with lockdown, obviously that stuff is being postponed now. But even so, the song is still being played, and this Sunday it's even being played across stations all across Europe. So I'm really humbled, man. I'm really grateful. Like, God is good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so proud of you, especially like with the way that the success that Dripping has had since it's come out. Like, it's just mad. Like, honestly, like, oh, it's so beautiful to watch. Like, because obviously I've known you for time, and just seeing the transition, and even like seeing you move over to Imprint and just grow as a man of God and as an artist, it's just so incredible. One of the things I was going to ask you about is, because obviously when we went to college together, you were doing a lot of other things as well. You were dancing, you're doing a lot of acting. What actually made you want to kind of focus in on music and kind of spreading the gospel through music rather than dance or acting? Obviously, I know you still act and you still dance.
So what I think what the transition was, I guess, was very good question. So I still do kingdom acting. I still am in a lot of plays. I just finished being in a play called And There Was War with production. So I'm still very much in kingdom creativity, whether that be kingdom plays or kingdom acting or kingdom films or kingdom music or kingdom dance. I would say I'm a kingdom creative, and I was creative. So although I do music, I do other things. Like I'm multifaceted as a minister. But at the same time, yeah, as you said, what made me get into music a lot more? I just, I believe that God was saying to me the power it had. Like, music is a worldwide thing that people relate to. And when you even look at it biblically, like David was a psalmist, and through his music, people were delivered from demons. And you really see that from looking at people's lives, like William McDowell to Jonathan Reynolds, to all these great men of God, and even women of God, Tasha Cobbs and Brie Badu, and all these, I can't say her name properly. It's Brie. Was it Brie Babinet?
I can't say it properly either. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man.
But yeah, all these people that have made a real massive impact in people's lives through music. And what I started seeing is that because I was taking music more seriously, God was really opening the doors in that area, and He was really using me by people DMing me saying, "Your music stopped me from killing myself, and your music stopped me from." I was addicted to this. I was addicted to that, but because of your music, I stopped it. And even someone recently said to me, when I listened to Faith Over Feelings, it stopped me entering into temptation. So that's a mad thing. Like, thinking that my music stops someone entering into sin, like sinful the acts. So I think seeing that there was so much fruit coming out of the music, and seeing that God was really elevating it and using it and putting all the resources around me through the music, it made me, from the prayers I had, God just confirmed to me that that was what I was meant to really invest in and really push as a kingdom minister. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I say seeing God move through that a lot more.
It's definitely powerful. Like, even me, the amount of times like I've been tempted and I've been about to do a madness, and I just put on Faith Over Feelings, and I'm like, no. Like, I swear that is one of the songs that has actually influenced my day-to-day life. Like, the amount of times I've quoted it. Like, someone will say something to me on the phone, I'll be like, faith over feelings, my G. Like I quote it on the daily and people make fun of me for it. And so, yeah, that song has, oh, the sun's coming out. Look at that.
Oh, oh, you shining.
I'm shining. But yeah, that song's honestly had a massive impact on me, and so have your other songs. You know, Dripping's my vibe. It's actually my jam, and Growing Pains really touched me as well. And yeah, just so many of your songs have really, really like just touched my heart and made me think in a different way. And it's honestly so powerful. You mentioned earlier on in the conversation that obviously you've been spending a lot more time with God recently. How do you go about building your relationship with God, and how do you kind of, what steps do you take, or what routines maybe do you have set up to kind of connect with God on a day-to-day basis?
Really good question. I think you have to have your individual time like set aside with God when you're not doing anything else, and make it a part of your day-to-day life. Like if you're doing, like as you go about your day, just putting time aside saying, this is my time with God. I think God really wants us to spend intentional time with him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like anything, like a friendship or a relationship. Like you spend time specifically with that person, or you just spend time speaking to that person and growing with that person. It's not like nothing else is around. It's like this intentional time. I think spend really intentional personal time and put that into your life. At the same time, I also think being constantly in connection with God's presence. So I think it's always, it says, the Bible says pray without ceasing. So it's like in my day-to-day life as well, just constantly just being like, thank you, Lord, for this, and thank you, Lord, for that. And if something comes up, like, Lord, help me to work harder in this area, or help me to love that person better, or how can I, like asking God ways, like how can I be more closer to you? How can I put you into my day-to-day life? And also just a lifestyle of constantly reading and putting things in your mind, whether it be reading scripture, or I set up something on my Instagram whereby it always has Bible quotes connected to my Instagram. So every time I open up my Instagram, there's Bible quotes coming. So always when I open up my Instagram, it's always connected to Jesus. Nothing else will pop in. Like, you know what I mean? I set that up within my Instagram. I didn't want it to distract me. And I know that I go on Instagram quite a lot to connect and to post myself and to put up things and to connect with different people and communities I'm a part of. But I wanted it to be set up that it's on my in my social media. And I only you know, even with my WhatsApp, obviously everyone is in my WhatsApp. I all believe this is a blessing. So I always see things that have edifying to me. So I think it's setting up those things within your day-to-day life that allow you to always be in connection with God. If that's even like on your phone, put a screensaver, like a scripture, just so you're always reminded. It says, you know, renew your mind in Christ. Like every day we have to renew our minds and keep our minds on him. And if you're always conscious of his presence, that's how you'll grow. Also, another way to grow is definitely what you listen to. So like a lot of people like to listen to music. I think listening to worship or listening to Christ-centered music constantly really helps, because it gets put into your spirit. It gets deposited in your spirit. So you could be, again, doing something, but you're always listening to something about Christ or something about his love or something about his peace, and it just fills your whole being, and you feel you want to be closer to God. So yeah, intentional time with God and making it a part of your life, just to spend time with God, speaking to people, praying with people, always just making it a thing that you have throughout your day and throughout your day-to-day life. And then you live it, you start living what you're reading rather than just reading it and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian on the side, like being, no, Christ is a central part of my life, and it just pours out. It doesn't have to be forced where it's like I'm trying to know God more. It's like, Lord, let it just be that my life, I'm just in constant relationship with you. It should never feel like you're forcing it to be close to God, or you're forcing trying to seek him. That's why you have to pray, God, give me the desire to seek you. You shouldn't force it to read your Bible. You should just want to read your Bible. So it's about praying for a desire, and God will help you through that, and he'll grow you through that. So yeah, definitely being intentional with your relationship with God is how you'll grow, and spending time with people that can sharpen you and help you grow as well. That definitely, like, spend time with people that make you more like Christ. If you spend time with people that are not really helping you, edifying you to be more like Christ, it's going to be hard. Not to say that you need those people that are not like Christ to be able to show them Christ, right? But it's people that are in your close circle that pour into you. You need to be wise about who pours into your life. That's another growth through relationships you have and your personal devotional time with God as well, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been talking a lot about growth, and I know earlier in the conversation you mentioned that you sort of learned a lot of things about your character, and you've been developing just in this season of spending a lot of time with God, and obviously spending a lot of time at home. What are some of the main things that you feel like have changed in your character, or maybe things that you've noticed in yourself that you're currently working
Really good. I think God has shown me to be a lot more patient in
on?
general life. Just to trust in him and just trust in the way he can work things out and
Mm,
lean on him more. Like I'm a very hardworking person in a sense. I like to grind, I like to do things, I like to make things like I believe in faith and work. So I'm like, I have faith and I'm like, okay, cool, let's hit it. But he just told me to rest in him more. Just be like, I'm gonna open doors, I'll make things happen, I'll provide for you. And he has been showing me that since like the end of last year. He just showed me that I'm the God that opens doors for you. I'm the God that provides for you. I'm the God that does everything for you. So just lean on me,
mm,
just rest in me, trust in me. You don't have to do much. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is just be consistent in what I'm telling you to do and move as I tell you to move. So just being very sensitive to, I'm becoming more sensitive to his spirit in terms of just like letting him lead me and just letting him and leaning on him more. And I definitely say I'm learning to go the extra mile for people, trying to really be help people, show people more love, give more people more attentional time. Yeah, man, just be very much more intentional with my friendships and showing love to people a lot more. Like I know I show love already, but even more so, like going the extra mile, serving people without wanting anything in return, like that's kind of thing as well. And well, a big thing, a big thing is God showing me through a study I'm having every morning. And Dia knows about the study we're having every morning.
Do you
Uh,
want to explain? Let's explain to the viewers what you're talking about.
um, me and Dia are part of a community of people that we're basically spending time with God intentionally every day. Like,
I
so,
love how you say community. Like, there's only four of us. You're making it seem like a church. It
it's,
is a church.
it's me, Dia, name's Bliss, and Asha Ella. Now you know. So yeah, four of us we connect together and we just spend time every morning at 7 a.m. and we just read the word, encourage each other, and
Mm,
yeah, just pray with each other, and yeah, just kind of grow in our understanding of what it means to be Christ-like, and
mm,
helping us. And I think that's been a massive, massive blessing to me.
for
Um,
sure.
it's been so good, and I think definitely, guys, what I'm saying, like get little community, like groups like that as well for
Yeah.
yourselves. Like get those times because obviously it's good to spend time with God by yourself. You have to get the balance between spending time with God by yourself and actually spending time with community. Because in this time, yeah, you're always by yourself anyway, so you can get a bit lonely. Like spend time with other people, communicate with friends, and just chew up the word together. Like just go through it and see what you can learn from it, and how God can grow you. I definitely it's a growing season for the body of Christ anyway, to make us more and more like Jesus. But one thing I've been learning is about our purpose and our power as Christians on this earth, and how we're meant to be like Christ, like in a sense that we're meant to represent Christ to the world. So God's just been showing me like how can I intentionally be a representation of Jesus in this world.
Mm,
My character, through my mannerisms, I've been studying how Jesus lived outside those morning devotionals, and just kind of, stirring up the fruits of the spirit, whether that be, more joy, more peace, more love, more hope, more and praying for people more for healing, praying for
mm,
people more that are in desperate need for a miracle, providing needs with my finances, like just being intentionally trying to see people blessed. And that's what God's building my character is. It's like, no, like just calling me to be just like a Christ to people and a real representative. So I need to spend time with him and draw
mm,
from his presence to be able to share that presence with other people. So definitely, like, that's a big thing, has been understanding that it's our job to manifest the kingdom through our lives. It's our job to show Jesus to the world through our lives. Like, God uses us to show himself. So we have to really
mm,
look at ourselves and say, in my life, am I really being like Jesus wants me to be? Or am I just being somebody that says I follow Jesus, but my life doesn't really connect with it? Like, people should see our life
mm,
with Jesus and it should be in harmony. If there's any discord, then that's an issue. So definitely God's been helping with me in that.
mm.
Yeah. But the things that people don't see as well, like it's very easy to kind of be, a serious Christian when everyone's looking. So God's been really helping me to be integral,
Yeah.
dying for Christ when no one's looking, when no one's going to see, when no one's going to hear it. like that secret place type of discipline and relationship, definitely.
I was going to ask you about your upcoming releases. What can we be expecting from Mr. Saint CJ?
Well, obviously, you guys haven't heard from me in a minute. Obviously, I did Dripping, and I just kind of continue to grow, and Dripping still continuing to grow. But I'm releasing a new single. It'll be the end of this month. It's May 1st, and it's called Overload with my boy JL Poleon. You know who JL Poleon is? Get to know him, man. He's a super sick.
Get to know, guys. He's cold.
It's
the coldest and the tallest rapper in the game.
Preach, trust me. This guy is yeah, you have to adjust it. Like my thing's here, his thing's like there, fam.
It's like David and Goliath, like it, like jokes. Saints, like.
I'm like, when he's like here, fam. It's just like here, like off the screen, and I'm here. It's a joke.
Yeah. We need to get you a little box to stand on, like you know when kids brush their teeth and they stand on those little plastic. Yeah, you need to stand on one of them.
Like I just look inferior, like taking a photo. I just look like.
Oh, you don't look inferior.
Photos, nah. Like obviously, we're brethren, but I wouldn't take a photo with him still. It's a bit mad.
You have taken a photo with him.
We did, and you know what this photo was like.
It was.
It was mad.
It was quite funny. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that photo and I bust up laughing. I was like, no, why did he post this? All the future potential wifeys are pre in the gram, and this is what he's posting.
God's anointed with me with many things, but height is not one of them. Height is not one of them. Like guys, pray for your guys.
Pray for growth, guys. Lord.
In the physical growth, in the physical manifestation of my height.
You're taller than me. You're taller than me. You're not that short. Like, let's not.
What comparison is that? Like, Thea, come on, mate, come on.
I've met some guys that are shorter than me.
Yeah,
and you're not one of them.
That's interesting.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty.
Pray for the short man them out here, man.
Pray for the short man them.
We're gonna win. So yeah, Overload, my boy JL. And yeah, it's a very good crossover to what we're talking about. But it basically talks about being more and more like Christ, like. So the concept of overload is like when you're like massively malfunctioning, like you're overflowing because there's so much of something going on. So it's the same concept with like, you know, overflowing, overloading with the joy of the Lord, overloading with the peace of the Lord, overloading with faith, overloading with hope, overloading with, you know, the presence. So that when we go out into our lives, it's just like people see us and it's like, whoa, it's an overload of Jesus from you. I just feel too much Jesus from you. I can't even, it's too much radiance. It's that kind of vibe. I mean, it's a hard hitting track. So we used a very, because we wanted, even with the track, we wanted it to hit people like, whoa, this is a lot. So it's a very hard, gritty, bassy, trappy track. But I just hope that it blesses people. I feel like it's going to be one that, you know, it's one of the ones you just do the space to.
So it really is. I was listening to it, guys. I've heard a preview and let me tell you, you're in for a treat. I was listening to it like it actually bangs.
It's the one for you.
Thank face. In terms of your kind of general process when you're writing music, do you have like a formula that you follow, or does it just come differently every time?
So only recently, if you guys get to know, I'll be very honest with you. Only recently I start writing my lyrics. So Dripping, I didn't write it. I just freestyled it and then got it to come together. So to be honest, only recently have I started writing because I'm trying to be more intentional with what I'm saying. Like I know, I kind of know what I'm gonna say in my head, and I used to just do it. But I feel like when I need to a place, I need to write more. So Graham Pains, I did write. I'll say that. But Faith Over Feelings, Grateful, and Dripping were not written. So what I usually start to do in my process, I listen to beats like all day long. I like listening to beats. So I listen to beats and just vibe, do little freestyles. And then when I get a nice concept, I'll record that concept so I remember it, and I'll start building from that concept. So yeah, just freestyling, listening to a little idea. I think everyone can do it as well. It's a good way to do it. Just get a little idea, freestyle. Because if you start trying to write from the minute you heard a beat, it can be quite complicated. You see, a little something small, and you can build off of that. And even so, I think as well, it's like, it's hard when you start writing before you've heard a beat, because I think the beat will always stimulate what you do. So I would never write songs and then try and put the song to
Put
the
it on a beat. Yeah.
song. You know what I mean? If the song is vibesy, I'll just make a vibesy hook, and I'll know it's a vibesy track. But it's a song like Growing Pains, I knew when I heard that beat, it had to be something deep, it had to be something that was very, very raw. So yeah, I write a freestyle, start getting a little hook, take that and start building it from there. And then from there, it goes into an editing process. I now write with a creative team, so I usually write with different types of people, and they help me get different ideas. But yeah, usually I just get a little idea, freestyle, build, and then we edit. But yeah, that's pretty simple, but nice.
Speaking of your team and the people around you, I think it's time that we play a little game.
Oh.
Are you up for a little game?
Alright, cool. What's the game? I'm ready. I like games.
Okay, so basically we're going to do impressions of people that we know who are on the Christian music scene. These are people that we actually know personally, because you listen to bare people and I have no clue who they are. And yeah, so the other person's going to have to guess who you're doing an impression of. You can either do an impression of them talking or an impression of them music.
See if you guys know as well. See if the guys know as well. The guys watching.
You can go first.
Go first.
Yeah.
This one. Alright, cool. This one's probably gonna be quite bait, to be honest. I need something quick. Hold on, let me grab something quick. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I need a beat, man. Should I get a beat? Should I get a beat?
Are you gonna flow?
I'm gonna flow.
Yeah, get a beat.
Get a beat. He can put this bit in because this is gonna be funny. Alright, sure. Cool, I'm ready. Here we go. Get down demon daily, I'm out of there with a man named Duppy. Christ came down and he saved me, and I was rolling at this gospel. And I come with a beat like hostel, and I come out in the hostel. These man with them, I was out there doing a now I'm out there from the AM to the PM, and I'm really out there with I'm trying to king up demons daily. You know that Christ he saved me, Watching, looking at so polo, ooh la la, hey, pray for a wife, sweet one came, oh God, sweet one came, oh God.
Ooh la, never spelled it, ooh la la.
Pray for a wife,
I know, obviously guys, that was Big Man Canola, youngest member of Goons to God, serious man of God. You know when you first came with the do-rag, I thought you were gonna do an impression of Tides.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Would Tides wear a do-rag over his face like this?
Would Canola?
Yeah, you know the belly, you know the thing he wears?
Yeah.
Isn't it? So obviously you cover his face and that. Come on.
Honestly, no, I see. You should have come with the sunglasses as well. You get me?
Yeah, see, I don't have any sunglasses like that. But, you know.
No, that's cute. I was going to do an impression of him too, so now I got to think long and hard about.
See, you flopped.
Who could I do an impression of?
Okay,
Let me get off a beat.
Ooh la la, hey, pray for a wife, hey.